I wake up every day and I think, I'm breathing. It's a good day. Those are words by Eve Ensler, indicating that breathing in itself is a miracle. However, there are times when breathing becomes tasking, especially with respiratory infections. Welcome to the program today as we talk about respiratory infection. My name is Bilha Waka, and here's a preview of what is ahead.
In this one, my stomach should be seen bulging out. So,
respiratory tract infections are illness caused by acute infection of the respiratory tract.
We are talking of nutrients like vitamin C and vitamin A that are actually very important when it comes to boosting our immunity. And talking about these conditions, our immunity becomes very important.
Is your immune system strong enough to fight common respiratory infections? Well, we walked in the streets of Nairobi to ask this. These are some of the responses that we got from the public.
I have no idea.
It's like a poor man's disease. Most of the people who get respiratory are because maybe even they can't afford the good housing in itself.
A respiratory infection may interfere with usual breathing. It can affect only the upper respiratory system, which starts at the sinuses and ends at the vocal cords. It can also only affect your lower respiratory system, which begins at the vocal cords and ends at the lungs. I'm no expert, so I'll pave way and let you hear from our clinical officer, Sammy Sheti.
Respiratory tract infections are illness caused by acute infection of the respiratory tract. And the respiratory tract is divided into two, the upper respiratory tract and the lower respiratory tract. So the definition comes from the site that the infection is. For example, we have the nasal cavity. We may have sinusitis. We have the larynx, we have laryngitis, we have the pharynx, there is pharyngitis, we have the bronchitis, and also there is tuberculosis, asthma, pneumonia. Signs and symptoms of respiratory tract infections include running nose, cough, chest pain, breathlessness, fever, general body malaise, headache, and fast breathing. Predisposing factor of respiratory tract infections include being in a congested area. That is, if you are in a congested area and then you come into contact with the person who has that illness. Since respiratory tract infection is spread through inhalation, either through the mouth or the nose, you might get that infection. The second one is immunity. People who have a lowered immunity, for example, diabetic patient or HIV patients, tend to have a high risk of getting respiratory tract infection if they are exposed to an environment which has a person or persons with that infection. Another one is age. Young children and adults above 65 years, since they have a lowered immunity also, they tend to have a high risk of getting the infection. Another one is climatic and environmental conditions. In areas where there is colder or there are any air pollutants, it's very easy for you to get that infection. Lastly, in a hospital setup, if you are admitted and you stay in a hospital for long, you are exposed to different types of microorganisms. Hence, you become at risk of getting respiratory tract infections. Treatment and management of respiratory tract infections. Respiratory tract infections are mostly caused by viruses, and some of them are also caused by bacteria. For those that are caused by viruses, mostly they resolve within days. And for those which takes a longer time or they get worsened, then you might need medical intervention. For those caused by viruses, you do supportive treatment. That is, if someone comes to you with a fever, you give antipyretic. If someone comes to you with a cough, which is worse, you give cough suppressant. If someone comes to you with general body malaise or general body ache, you give some painkillers. Home remedies for management of respiratory tract infection. Taking plenty of water, preferably warm water. Water helps in that it replaces the lost fluids. Ginger tea. Ginger tea helps in soothing the throat. Also, for someone who has a respiratory tract infection, you should cover your mouth and nose when coughing so that to avoid spreading the infection. In the throat, we have inactive bacteria which are called commensals. These commensals can become active when they are stimulated. They can be stimulated, like for example, when someone drinks a cold drink or take a citrus juice. Hence, gargling with saline water helps to kill these bacteria. Side effects of medication used in treatment of respiratory tract infection. There are minimal side effects and severe side effects. Minimal side effects, you offer supportive treatment. For nausea, you offer antiemetic. For diarrhea, you offer anti-diarrhea. For severe side effects, for example, if someone has hypersensitivity reaction to a medicine or adverse drug reaction to that medicine, you withdraw it and change to another medicine. Diet and fitness aspect of someone who has respiratory tract infection. Taking organic vegetables, animal products like eggs and fish, which are rich in vitamin A and C, helps in boosting the immunity. Hot lemon and honey helps in soothing the throat. Light exercise are good to boost immunity of someone who has respiratory tract infections. In conclusion, as we've said earlier, respiratory tract infection resolve within a week. If it takes a longer time or the condition worsens, you're supposed to go and see a doctor to get treatment.
Boosting immunity is everything when it comes to fighting respiratory infection. What better way to boost our immunity by eating healthy foods? We talked to a nutrition expert, Mr. Kepha NYANUMBA, and he advised a balanced diet with plentiful of fruits. Glad you could join us for this nutrition segment. On set, I'm with Mr. Kepha NYANUMBA, our nutrition expert, and today we are looking at a case study of respiratory disease.
Yes.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, you can say hi to our viewers.
Hi, viewers.
So then our case study, we're looking at a 48-year-old female by the name Abigail. Abigail is not our patient's real name. So respiratory disease.
Yeah.
There are so many complaints. Some of them are like breathlessness.
Yeah. And of course, we have coughing.
Yeah.
That's usually very common.
Yeah.
We have, yes, and some people complain of running nose, sorry.
Yeah, chest pain.
Yeah, chest pain. All those are actually some of the symptoms of respiratory diseases.
Yeah.
And these are actually conditions of the airways and the lungs.
Okay.
Yes.
And so then when we're looking at the dietary history of Miss Abigail, we see that she takes spiced meals that comprise mostly of starches and cabbage, proteins, and yes. She also takes some meat like chicken, pork,
yes.
beef. Yeah.
Now, when people get such conditions, they need to understand that there is usually increased need for energy and nutrients, and therefore they cannot afford to skip their meals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are people who, for example, take 1 meal per day, but when people get respiratory diseases, they need to increase their meals because of the increased need for energy and nutrients.
Yeah.
Now, for example, we are talking of nutrients like vitamin C and vitamin A that are actually very important when it comes to boosting our immunity. Yeah. And talking about these conditions, our immunity becomes very important. And this is actually a self-defense mechanism that is usually made of what you call some specific cells, tissues and organs that work as a team to protect us from disease. Okay. So there are certain nutrients that are very important to boost our immunity. Examples include vitamin C, and there are so many good sources of vitamin C, especially the fruits, the citrus fruits. I can see we have some oranges in front of us. Yes. Yeah, they are very good sources of vitamin C. We have passion fruits, for example. They are very good sources of vitamin C. Yes. And of course, we can also get vitamin C from some of the vegetables, like for example, we have tomatoes can also be very good sources of vitamin C. Yes. So we also need vitamin A, which is also important in terms of boosting our immune function. Good sources, of course, includes the carrots. Yeah, and we also have pumpkins. In front of us is actually the pumpkins, and they're usually very good sources of vitamin A. But important to know is the fact that vitamin A is a fat-soluble nutrient, meaning when you take some of these foods, we need a given source of fat to assist in terms of absorption. So it's important for us to note that, and therefore a good way of taking the carrots would be maybe using your carrots for cooking.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I realize that Abigail takes spiced meals.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with taking spiced meals?
Okay, usually because spices tend to irritate the GIT, which is the gastrointestinal tract.
Yes.
We recommend that, you know, patients with such conditions reduce their use of spices.
Okay.
Yeah, because they tend to irritate the GIT, and we want to prevent that.
Okay.
Yeah, we also know that during the cold season, many people end up getting some of these conditions, and therefore we recommend that, of course, especially during that time, reduce the spices, and of course they need to try as much as possible to be warm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We see that she occasionally enjoys fast foods and doesn't like taking water.
Yeah, of course, talking about water is very important because it's one of the fluids that we actually need to increase so that our body can be able to fight this infection.
Yes.
We know that water is important, but we can also get fluid from soups. For example, we have the vegetable soups.
Yeah.
I know the challenge we have with most of the soups from the supermarkets, the commercial soups, is the fact that they have a lot of sodium. But our viewers can prepare their own vegetable soup at home. And soups are very important in terms of assisting them to get more fluids. Porridge is also very, very important. And I know we are going to taste this soup that is in front of us so that our viewers can also understand that, you know, soups are very good for them. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe I can serve?
Yes, yes. By the way, you can, yeah, you can serve.
Sure.
Yeah.
As I do this, I like to know what are the components of this soup. I can see we have some cilantro.
Okay, of course there are
Some potatoes?
some potatoes. We have cucumbers. We have some carrots. We have some onions. I mean, we have so many vegetables.
Yes.
But what we are insisting is the fact that, of course, this soup is actually very good in terms of assisting our viewers to get fluids. And they also have nutrients.
Sorry? Fat.
Sorry?
There's no vegetable fat.
There is no actually vegetable fat because we're also trying to control the calorie content of the soup.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is a good soup.
Okay.
Yeah, for people who have, you know, such conditions.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And so usually when this soup is taken, it can be taken as during the day as a snack, or
You can take as an appetizer, for example.
or before.
Yes,
let's say,
before your
lunch
meals
or
and all
dinner?
that. Yes, yes. Or you can take with your meals. That's still okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But not to be not to be replaced with food.
Of course, you cannot replace this with food because I've already said that there's increased need for energy and all that. And of course, these are vegetables, so you still need some proteins and some starches.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So let's dig in and see how it tastes. Wow.
Yeah, tastes good.
Tastes so good.
Yeah.
Can make someone want to take vegetable soup every day.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, so then, before, as we're winding up, I'd like to find out something about our Abigail.
Yeah.
I've seen that she sometimes works at night.
Yes. Which is...
How is that for someone with respiratory? What would you...
Okay, apart from fluids, they
Yes.
also need rest.
Yes.
And of course, she needs 6 to 8 hours of sleep at night because that's very important in terms of boosting the immune function.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, of course, when the immunity is strong, the body is usually able to fight the disease. So she needs to get enough time for rest.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And so then here we have some a vegetable salad as well.
Yeah.
I can see it has some carrots, lettuce.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is not to be taken together with the soup.
Sorry?
It
Sorry?
can be taken. We can.
Yes, a soup can be an appetizer, and this can be part of the meals. Remember, when we talk about our meals, we need vegetables, we need some proteins and starches.
Oh, okay.
So these are vegetables that are supposed to be part of the meals.
All right.
But this can be taken as an appetizer.
Okay.
Yes.
So then we can snack also
Okay.
on this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
we
sure.
can actually snack. But our viewers actually need to understand that, you know, we need foods with different colors. You can see they really look attractive. And
Sure.
yes, they did look attractive. For example, we have some carrots that I said are good sources of vitamin A that boosts immunity. Yeah. We also have other foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about
There's one thing I didn't ask about the cauliflower.
cauliflower. It's one of the vegetables that can be taken as part of our meals.
All right.
Yes, it's one of the vegetables, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For the lentils, they were in the soup. I could taste them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they can also be part of the proteins when you're taking our meals. Yeah,
Okay,
when you're taking
sure.
the meals, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So then this marks the end of this segment.
yeah.
For our viewers back at home, thank you so much for joining us up until the end of this segment. As for us back here, it's goodbye. Doing exercises while having respiratory infection will not prolong your illness or make your symptoms worse, but it may not shorten them either. One possible benefit of exercising with a respiratory infection, if you're generally well hydrated, a workout can break up congestion. Here are some exercises that patients with respiratory infection can be able to do, as demonstrated by a fitness trainer, Mr. NZUKI. Hello everyone, welcome to Health and Flavour. Today on our fitness segment, we are going to look at exercises that are fit for patients who are suffering from respiratory diseases. And on set, we have Mr. NZUKI. He's our fitness expert. He's going to guide us and give us the guidelines that we are going to be doing for this exercises. Welcome, Mr. NZUKI. How are you?
I'm fine, Bill.
So then today we are looking at respiratory infections, respiratory diseases. What kind of exercises are proper?
Okay, in respiratory infections,
Yes.
the major problem people have is breathing. So we fill our lungs with oxygen, and it pulls. The diaphragm is a thin layer which is here. It divides the abdominal content with the lungs. So when we do deep breathing, it pushes the diaphragm out and it makes the stomach to bulge out.
Okay.
So there should be movement on your stomach,
Okay.
like out as you breathe in.
Okay.
As you breathe out, it goes in. Okay, you can look at me, watch. You see?
Yeah.
And my shoulders are not moving. In most cases, people breathing like this, which is not the best way.
Okay.
Because you use the less part of your lungs.
Okay.
So in this one, my stomach should be seen bulging out. So, you are ready? Okay, let's go.
Okay. I can see that.
Let's go. Tight. Yeah, this is the best way to breathe. Now we can also make it more.
And one thing I like about lying down is that then there's no problem with moving shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's no mix-up of moving shoulders because the body is relaxed. The only thing that you're doing is working the respiratory system.
Yeah, and also this is the begin when a person is learning the deep breathing method.
It's the best method to start with.
To begin.
While lying on the on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, as they advance, now they can stand up.
All right.
And now we are still doing it, but now, and as now, once we breathe in, we hold it up there, and then we push that same oxygen to the chest. Then we breathe out. Look at me as I do it.
Okay.
It starts here and then it comes here.
Okay. And you're saying that for our patients, let's say for our viewers, for the benefit of the viewers back at home, so in other words, for patients who are having respiratory infections, diseases, the best kind of exercise is
Deep breathing.
Deep breathing.
Yeah.
Just training yourself to breathe properly.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cross the legs.
Yeah. So it goes like a box. You see the way I'm moving my
Square.
Yes, it's like a square.
Okay.
So it goes like this. I breathe in, I hold, I breathe I breathe out, I hold.
Hold. Okay. Box breathing.
Yes.
Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold.
Yes, but you do it slowly in a span of like 3 seconds in, 3 seconds you hold, 3 seconds out, 3 seconds you hold.
Okay.
Okay, let me demonstrate it. You get it?
Okay.
Yes. Remember, we are helping a patient to acquire as much oxygen as
in the bodies as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it with the hand.
Okay.
No, I got it wrong. Let's start again. Yes. And
while we're doing this, I've realized that I understand now when you're saying that it has calming effect, because I can imagine if someone is stressed out, worked out about something, they're angry, and when you can just sit at a corner and start breathing in form of a box, it takes your mind off everything else, and it just concentrates on calming your body.
Sure.
I like that kind of exercise, and I'm so sure for viewers at home, they'll also find this beneficial as they practice it.
Yeah, and also for a person who has a respiratory infection,
Yes.
it's also good to manage their weight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's by proper diet, and they can get a walking routine, which helps them burn calories.
That's a good tip.
And as they walk, they should practice the breathing.
The breathing in and breathing out.
Yes.
I understand that as you do it, you get better.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all we had.
So then we wrap up. For our viewers at home, I hope you've enjoyed the box. I want to continue doing this because for me, I find it great for my body.
Throughout the program, you have learned valuable lessons and acquired appropriate knowledge from the doctor, nutritionist, and the fitness expert with regards to respiratory diseases. My name is Dr. Vasazagai, a general surgeon and a public health specialist. I am glad to help you put today's topic of discussion in perspective. Chronic respiratory diseases are chronic diseases of the airways and other parts of the lung. Some of the most common are asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, lung cancer, and occupational lung diseases. Respiratory disease can be prevented. Avoiding exposure to tobacco smoke, home and workplace air pollutants, and respiratory infection can prevent the development of respiratory diseases. Air pollution can irritate, inflame, or destroy lung tissue. Prevention of respiratory disease. Number one, smoking damages your lungs and increases your risk for a number of respiratory diseases. Make sure children understand the dangers of smoking. Be a role model by not smoking or by committing to quit. Avoid second-hand and third-hand smoke. Breathing the smoke from cigarettes and pipes boosts your risk for the same diseases that affect people who smoke. Number 2, to help stop the spread of germs, cover your mouth and nose with a handkerchief or tissue paper when you cough or sneeze. Stay away from crowds during cold and flu season. Get plenty of rest, eat well, and keep your stress level under control. Number 3, air fresheners, mold, pet, and construction materials all pose a potential respiratory problem. Turn on the exhaust fan when you cook and avoid using aerosol products like hairspray. Change your furnace air filter seasonally. Number 4, wear a mask to avoid breathing in toxic fumes from chemicals, solvents, and paints, and report unsafe working condition. Go to the lung screening and other health programs offered at work. Number 5, see your doctor if you experience shortness of breath, pain when breathing, dizziness with a change of activity, a persistent cough, wheezing or coughing with exercise, pain in the airway. If you have a chronic lung diseases like asthma, work with your doctor to manage symptoms and flare-ups. Number 6, finally, do something active for 30 minutes each day to lighten the load on your lungs and increase the efficiency of oxygen transportation and metabolism. Walk around the building or cycle around your neighborhood.
It's nearly impossible to avoid viruses and bacteria, but certain risk factors may increase your chances of developing acute respiratory infection. For instance, washing your hands with soap and water can go a long way in keeping clean and healthy. Laughing is also good for your respiratory system, once said Alan Klein. What can I say? Breathe in, breathe out is our gift from God. Thanks for watching Health and Flavor. I have been your host, Bill Hawaka. See you next time. Bye-bye.